You ready to kick this next team around? Kick him like Pinion. Kick him like Sucker. Yeah, shiver me timbers. It's been a cold winter. The Bucs putting the foot on your team. Call Master Splinter. I'm feeling a glimmer of 79, 99, 02, 20. It's time to ride. Let's go. And set sail for our own city. It looks easy, but when pretty. TB12 at the helm. That's the golden fairy tales. Bury the packet Lambo. Pulled up, burned out like a Lambo. Cut off the lights in the Superdome. Third time for John to the Super Bowl. Yeah. And that Washington football team, you see a thing. Chalk them out. No fans in the stands to witness the murder scene. Too many weapons to describe. Ask me, I've never heard of teams assembled to damage and bash some things. To pillage and plunder, we laying siege. Raise the flags, raise the flags. Hit them fast, secure the bag. Don't even blink, make them walk the plank. Light them up, let's make them sing. Fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons. On Bucs, yeah, we on. Fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons. Whole fields are red. Let me give you 55 reasons why this is our season. Palm trees breezing, opposing teams bleeding. Treat them like it's treason. Don't stop till they stop breathing. We savages, feasting. Them babies still teething. Oh yeah, Mike Edwin's Godwin. Now AB boy we mobbing. G-R-O-N-K, Batman got his Robin. Out of retirement, somebody call the fireman. Scooter, Scotty, Miller, Burning Boys, they looking tired, man. Great, looking great. That old line will seal your face. Smith, Marvin, Jensen, works. Half a steam, make you hurt. Put our enemies in the dirt. Quickly get to work. Rojo, running, riding, Ray J, go berserk. Yeah, JPP, make a QB, take a knee. Levante, make a break when we all D. Be the Bay all day, ghost in the beast. Never like get lost, who will never cease. Shaq racking up sacks. Even our backups breaking backs. Dean Davis, Winfield, Whitehead, Murphy, Bunting, Whitehouse get thrashed. Yeah, raise the flags, raise the flags. Hit them fast, secure the bag. Don't even blink, make them walk the plank. You gon' walk today. Light them up, let's make them sing. Drop them on the ground. Fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons. Go Bucs, yeah, we on. Fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons. The whole world's our red zone. Raise the flags, fire the cannons, raise the flags, fire the cannons, raise the flags, fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons, raise the flags, fire the cannons, raise the flags, fire the cannons, raise the flags, fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons.
All right, welcome back to Buc What You Heard. My name is Gene. You can reach me at Buc What You Heard on Twitter. Follow me. I will follow you back. I'm joined by my co-host, Christina, Tampa Sports Bay. Special night tonight because at 9 p.m., you're going to get to see them again do their thing. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's Friday. Super excited. Bucs Babes, our new podcast is about to launch later on tonight, so it's a good day.
You nervous?
I'm not really nervous. It's more of just like, it's my first time doing my own show, doing things, and, just preparation. We've had to delay it a couple of weeks because we haven't been
Uh-oh, did I lose your I think you froze up here on me. But tonight I do want to make sure, I think Christina froze up a little bit here. I do want to get your calls in. I've got the phone lines open throughout the show. I would like to hear from you guys. Get your thoughts on the upcoming game. We talked a little bit about the Dallas game on Wednesday. Once we get everything fixed with Christina coming back on, I do want to talk about the Dallas game and really objectionably how you should look at that game. To me, it's a game that showed you the Bucs won the game, number one. You saw a lot of good come out of that game against the Dallas Cowboys. You saw the offense and what the offense is capable of doing when they're on their game. We saw a lot of things that can be cleaned up, and that's all coachable stuff that I saw. Nothing where you don't have the physical talent to do it. So I feel like when you're looking at that game, that means that, okay, we've identified some things that the Buccaneers need to work on. And here you go. You got the Atlanta Falcons coming up. Let's go up here to, let's go back into Ray J and clean that stuff up and get ready for the next game. But this is a great opportunity for Tampa to fix a lot of the things that we saw that kind of frustrated fans, kind of aggravated fans, the penalties, the turnovers, and, people getting second chances, people getting a chance of redemption. We saw a little bit of that with Leonard Fournette, getting the turnover, which he did, and then, turning around and being able to contribute and make some plays. And the reason I say that is because when you look at the schedule here, it looks like, Ronald Jones is going to get playing time. He is going to get to see the field. I would be shocked if he wasn't. And I think he's going to get another opportunity to show what he can do. So, yeah, that when I look back at that play, that was a play where the defender came in and punched the ball out, and it was a good defensive play. It was bad that it happened to Ronald Jones the way it did. But at the end of the day, the Bucs won the game. And what that tells me is that's something that the Bucs need to clean up. Another thing were the penalties. Penalties were ridiculous last week. And that's something that, the Bucs need to clean up. They know that. You've got a leader in Tom Brady that can get this team back on track. And that's the kind of thing that we really want to, at this point in time, we want to make sure that Tampa is cleaning those things up, getting ready for the meat of the season where you're talking about those games in between week 7 and the end of the season. Those are the games where you're going to be needing to play at your best, and everybody's going to be needing to play at your best. So the mistakes we saw week 1, I'm good with that, because those are things that you want to see week 1, week 2, week 3. And then you clean that up, and then you're ready to roll the rest of the season. Welcome back.
Yeah, my computer just randomly shut down in the middle of nowhere, so I apologize for that technical difficulty.
That's Windows. Is that a Apple? Is that a Mac?
Windows, yeah.
Yeah, I had that happen earlier this week to me, and the computer just decided to restart.
I was like, thanks for that, right in the middle of me talking, but it's all right. That's what we get. That's what we get for going live.
That's the marvels of going live on just going live on a live stream. So those are the things that happen.
That's technology for you.
So basically, I was just kind of recapping the Cowboys game, and hopefully we're ready to move on from that. But I'll get your final thoughts on that. And as I was mentioning before you came back on, you really want to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers improve on what they had deficiencies in last week.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't want, and again, a lot of people were hypercritical of the Bucs. Me personally, I want them to fix these problems. Yeah, they had them. They won the game. But at the end of the day, they need to go in and fix these problems. So as they're moving on, they're not hampered with these issues.
Absolutely. People are super critical of the Bucs week 1 because, you're playing the Cowboys, who a lot of people really do not like and don't respect. And then you're also the Super Bowl champions. So people expect a lot from you. And they didn't play up to Super Bowl level play like they did last season, but you can expect that out of week 1. They're not going to be perfect. They still have a lot of kinks to work out. And like you were saying earlier, as long as, week 1, week 2, week 3, there's allowed to be some mental errors, some penalties, some, misfires a little bit. But if it continues past like week 3, then that's where the problems that's when it starts to become kind of a problem. You don't want things like that after, week 3, week 4. At that point, they should be a cohesive unit.
Yeah, 100%. And, just kind of going back to that, these are all the things that we saw, like I mentioned earlier, are coachable. They're not physical deficiencies. They're the fact that your head's not in the game. You're not doing what you're needing to do. I have high expectations for Mike Evans. I said it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it today. I'm going to say it tomorrow until the end of the season. Mike Evans will, barring no injuries, knock on wood, Mike Evans will get another 1,000-yard season.
Absolutely. Mike Evans didn't have a great game against the Cowboys. He was a little lazy, little dropped, not as targeted as much, but that's because the hot hand was Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski. And that's something that Tom Brady will always do. Whoever is solid at the time. It doesn't matter if you're the all-star receiver or if you're the third string guy. He's going to target you.
Yeah. And folks need to really keep in mind, this is the first 4 quarters that the Bucs have played as a number one unit since the Super Bowl.
Right, absolutely.
First four quarters. So yeah, they had that game on game 3 of the preseason, but that, to me, that doesn't count because you're talking about vanilla plays. You're not talking about digging into the playbook and pulling out some plays and putting them out there. This is the first time as a unit that they've played together 4 quarters since the Super Bowl.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I would be shocked. I would have been shocked if Tampa came out just lights out, flawless, no penalties, no bonehead errors. It's just, the nature of the beast. But I believe that you have consummate professionals on both sides of the ball. I think they're going to be just fine.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely going to be fine. They're definitely going to make some improvements. And especially playing, the Atlanta Falcons, the only thing that I hope that they don't do is play down. So that's something that the Bucs tend to do, or, teams tend to do in general. They'll play down to a certain level. And I mean, we all saw the Atlanta Falcons play last week and not get a touchdown. So it was a lackluster game for the Falcons, and I don't expect the Bucs to lose this week.
Yeah, and this is a game, again, the Bucs have to go out and execute. They have to cut down on the penalties. They have to cut down on the turnovers, and they have to execute. They have to drive with that 2-minute drive. Well, actually a 1-minute drive.
Yeah.
Brady down the field and scoring where Dallas left him all that time on the clock. It was a work of art. And that gives me hope. Because,
right. That's a glimpse of what we can expect.
Yeah. No penalties,
for this season.
no miscues, no turnovers. The Bucs drove down the field and did what they needed to do in clutch time. And that, to me, is what matters. That stands out the most to me. And that's what we should all be looking at is what they did in key moments in the game.
Right. Absolutely. So I got my girl Ruth here, who's at press conferences all week. Okay. And Ruth, you want to give us a little rundown of what happened?
Yes, absolutely.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Come on.
So we're gonna swap it out, and we have Ruth The Truth here from Sports Talk Florida and Bucs Report, Credential Media, and we'll get to hear everything that she's got to say after the Bucs game. And so this is exciting times.
Yes, very much so. We are rolling into week 2 of the NFL season. Very excited. I did get credentialed for this weekend's game, so I will be at the Raymond James Stadium and participating in all media involvement. Very excited about that. But yeah, we had a great week of practice. We got a chance to talk to Bruce Arians twice this week. We talked to Jordan Whitehead today, who will be back, and this will be his first game back of his NFL season. So that's all very exciting. We got an update today from Bruce Arians about Sean Murphy-Bunting and his dislocated elbow issue that he suffered in week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. He got a second MRI done, but they do not have a timeline of when he will return. Unfortunately, as of now, they're saying that
no surgery required, right?
He's not going to need surgery, which is a relief. But because he's not taking the surgical route, he's doing like more of I forgot the term was.
Like holistic?
Yeah, holistic recovery.
Like non-invasive.
Yeah, non-invasive recovery, which could take more time, which they have to be monitoring. Like they have to be on top of it because it was a nasty injury. I know everybody saw the replay of that. It was pretty bad. So
I get grossed out by that stuff too.
Yeah, that whole we got a flickering light over here. That must be good luck. But yeah, we also spoke to Jordan Whitehead today, who was the safety that suffered a hamstring injury early in training camp, and he was not able to participate in week 1.
Is he in football shape, or where is he at physically? I because people can get in shape and be ready for the season, but not be in football shape. So is Jordan Whitehead, is he like 100% ready to go?
Full speed. full speed. Doesn't look like he's missed a beat. I mean, he was very hands-on, even recovering from his hamstring injury. He was, a participant in practice on the sidelines, very vocal. So he was very involved in everything that was going on. Obviously, being sidelined in week 1, he was able to see a different perspective of the game and defensively what they need to change going into week 2, which was good for him. He got to observe everything and come back to his team and make the necessary adjustments. But with Sean Murphy-Bunting being out this week, or with the next coming weeks due to this injury, he understands that there's going to be a void that needs to be filled. But he talked his teammates up that it's the next man up mentality, and either way the job's going to get done, and everyone's locked in. You can't replace Sean. He made sure to emphasize that you cannot replace Sean, but the next man up is the mentality that the Tampa Bay Bucs will die by.
What I found interesting last year, there were players that got extra playing time because of injuries, and the Buccaneers benefited from that in the postseason. And this is something that, you could take it as a negative or a positive. I take this as a positive, and I'm really hoping that some of these players can get out there and make plays and help this team win, and just kind of hold it down until he's actually back out on the field. I know there are a lot of people that have pretty much given up on the Bucs secondary as of right now, just based on
people
that
need to
game.
calm down.
But what people don't understand, you've got 3 top receivers. You've got Gallup, you've got Amari Cooper, and you had CeeDee Lamb, and they were all playing, at a high level against the Buccaneers, that secondary. And again, this is week 1. These are things that I have a lot of trust in the defensive coordinator to be able to game plan for the Bucs to be able to defend against this. And I really believe that Tampa will be just fine, going into the season. I'm not jumping out the window like, other people are jumping out the window. But for me, it's like, okay, let's see what they can do. Next man up. This is your job. This is what you need to do. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, and after speaking to Todd Bowles yesterday after practice, he knows what needs to be done. They were reviewing tape all throughout the week. Everybody was in the training facility on top of watching footage, because that is something important to their game plan. And he's confident that they're going to be able to shut down the run. What we saw with the Dallas Cowboys, they didn't even exemplify Ezekiel Elliott, who I believe only had 11 touches that whole game.
Yeah, it was
for less than 40 yards. Yeah,
like 33 yards or something like that.
Right.
But
and that's something that the Cowboys didn't do at all. Was they just didn't give Ezekiel Elliott a chance because they knew that the Bucs were going to shut down the run. And Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, and they were all having a great game as well. So, and that's also why the Bucs secondary was struggling to keep up. But I mean, like we said, it was only week 1.
And I don't know if you guys remember last season, but defensively, the cornerback positions and the safeties, they struggled in the secondary all pretty much until we came back into the bye, when we started getting on that momentum that they had last season. So, I mean, I believe it was Devin White that they interviewed during the press conference after the Super Bowl, and somebody asked him, like, did Todd Bowles change up the game plan throughout the season? Because defensively, it just seems like you guys changed up your scheme. And Devin attested to that. He said he didn't change anything. We just finally locked into what he was trying to get through to us. And I mean, obviously it takes time. You got to study film. So defensively, teams looked not that great in week 1, but going into, keep going throughout the season, you're going to learn more and more about formations and how, offensive schemes start. So it's just the beginning. Yeah, I'm not worried about our defense. No.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And that's one thing that the Buccaneers defense, I would say, since Jason Light has been the GM, the defense has always started out slow in the beginning of the season. It's just how things have gone. There's not a whole lot that you can really do about it, but that's just kind of how it's been. And I know before the season started, and I sound like a broken record, I was like, I want to see the secondary start out fast. Didn't happen. Yeah. I'm good with that. I understand it. And I feel like I said, you've got Todd Bowles, who to me, consummate professional. They will fix this, and they'll find a way to make this work moving forward. So, again, any other takeaways? I know you got to interview Rob Gronkowski. What was that like?
Rob was a breath of fresh air, honestly. Super laid back guy, very at ease, very calm, cool, and collective. He wanted to just focus on the task at hand. There was a couple questions thrown at him about, let's walk down memory lane and talk about things in the past. And he was very adamant on only wanting to focus on the Falcons and only wanted to answer questions that had to do with the Falcons. So it was a great interview to talk to Rob, and he understands the assignment, and he's hoping that we develop the run early against the Falcons here at the Raymond James Stadium. He said that he really likes to pass block. So that's something that he wants to hit the ground running with starting our run with Rojo, with Leonard Fournette, get Keyshawn involved and players like that.
Real quick, Ruth, if you do get a chance to talk to him again, I would like to know, has this always been a thing? His technique as an offensive lineman blocking, just as an offensive lineman, is incredible. I watched his footwork. I'm in awe of his footwork. I feel like if he gained a little bit more weight, he would be a legit offensive lineman.
Yeah, definitely a possibility.
He's incredible just with what he does, where his hand placement is when he's blocking, and just how much he helped Tristan Wirfs last year.
Yeah, Tristan Wirfs, and on the other side, Donovan Smith. He helped out a lot in the playoffs, stopping Chase Young when they were playing the Washington football team.
Yeah, I remember in the beginning of the season last year, everybody was kind of on Donovan Smith's back. Like, yo, you're missing blocks. You're not getting the job done. You're not protecting Brady. And he was able to develop his game to a whole nother level. And now he's not in anybody's headlines, for anything negative at all right now. And
we used to talk about Donovan Smith.
Yeah. And we
also that way to launch his ass into the sun all the time. But, just the improvement. And I think that goes along the line itself. I think you have more of a cohesiveness along the line. Tristan Wirfs really anchored that line, and he really solidified his position. Alex Kappa and how he elevated his game. And then you have Donovan Smith and what he did. And you have Rob Gronkowski coming in here. And these are intangibles. These are things that you don't really think about. When you think about Gronk, you think about a guy that's in the middle of the field, big hands, catch the ball, touchdown, spike, score, recycle. Yeah. And that's kind of what you think about. But watching him, just taking a step back and watching him, there were times where I would just look for him on the field, live TV, just to see what he does and how he blocks, and he's incredible. And he doesn't miss many blocks. So we're very fortunate. I'm telling you, as a Bucs fan base, you should appreciate all these players, because I don't know that we're ever going to see a lineup like we've seen. I mean, I know a lot of people talk about the original Super Bowl champion team, but when you look at what you have here with Vita Vea, you have Devin White, you have Levante David.
It's just an elevated team.
And then you bring in Tom Brady. Again, I say the word, I use the term consummate professional, but he elevates everybody's game. That's where you know you have a great player when he can make everybody around him better.
It's the Tom Brady effect.
Yeah.
And we've seen it.
And the Bucs have not had it.
Oh, let me tell you, I had a Tom Brady effect of my own. And yesterday
she was starstruck.
Oh my gosh. Yo, Gene, I didn't even get that way when I met Steph Curry. In no way, shape, or form. I mean, definitely different, not atmosphere, but it was different. Yeah, I mean, but he walked in, and as soon as I see him walking up, I'm holding my camera, and the camera is just shaking. And I'm like, all right, let me put it back on the tripod, because obviously I can't handle holding the camera right now. And then it's very nerve-wracking when we start the press conference, because someone has to break the ice. Right. Somebody has to ask a question first. And sometimes there's a 20-second really awkward pause because nobody wants to be the first to break the ice. So I decided to do it. I jumped on it, and I was like, Brady, how are you feeling? Mentally, physically, how are you doing? And he just looked at me. He put this big smile on his face. He's like, I'm doing well. I feel great. How are you? And in my mind, I'm just like, oh my gosh, Tom Brady just asked me how I was doing. Oh my God.
She could not stop talking about it all day yesterday. We would randomly just be sitting there, and she'd be like, I'm like, oh my God. Brady asked me how I was doing.
I was like brushing my teeth last night when me and Christina the Brady butterflies. Yeah. And then, but I was able to rattle off another question, and that's how I know that I'm obviously doing the right career field that's meant for me, because I was able to rattle something off while my brain was still in like flutters in my stomach, like my physically on the inside. I was going crazy, but like
very professional.
What was coming out of my mouth actually made a lot of sense, and it was a good question, and he answered it.
Email.
Yeah, I reviewed the press conference, and I listened to the way I sounded, because in my head I thought I just said something gibberishly, like I thought I said like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. But when I saw the video, I was like, oh, okay, so I did speak clearly and I didn't stutter the way that I thought I did. So that was a relief. But yeah, he was really easy to talk to and very open to asking any type of questions, and that was awesome. And I'm really looking forward to interviewing him a lot the rest of the season.
And this is the thing right here. This is kind of like the Bucs right here. You shaking that off. You know what you need to do now, and you're ready to get back in there and ask those questions, without all these problems.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready.
That's right. You're ready to come off the bench and get right back in there, right?
Yes, for sure. I'm excited. They already sent out the media schedule for next week, and next week we're going to have Brady on Wednesday available for media coverage to ask him questions. So I'm going to be more prepared, and if anybody's watching, like, feel free to DM me some questions that you would like to hear. I'm obviously Gene just gave me a good one for Rob Gronkowski himself. Just inbox me some questions, and I'll definitely get them out during the press conference, because we're open to ask them anything.
And what's really cool is I like what you do on Instagram, where you go live. I know it's pretty random. You don't have like a set schedule, because I just happened to be looking and saw it. Oh man, I missed her by an hour. And my work schedule is just crazy. So if I had to turn on the alerts, because I normally because this year, this time of the year, I have a couple of apps where I just keep up with injuries. I keep up with anything late breaking on the news. I just get alerts. I just get all these alerts. So I turn off everything that I really don't need, but I need to make sure that I do catch that, because I thought your thing, your live today was really good too. Very, very informative.
Thank you. I'm trying. Only getting better, right? Only getting better.
Absolutely. And again, hard work pays off, and you guys are really doing amazing. I mean, when you look at where you were last year to where you are now, it's night and day. I mean, you just continue to get better, and that's the importance of it. And like on this show, I really want to encourage females in sports, period, not just football. I want it to be where you're considered a journalist, or you're considered credential media. You're not considered a female that's in the field, but hey, this is my take, and you have people that listen to your take. And I feel like, there's a niche, there's a place out there for everybody. And I want people to be identified the same, basically.
Couldn't have said it better. Thanks, Gene. Yes. We appreciate the constant support. And Bucs Nation, we appreciate you guys sharing our content and just subscribing to anything that we ask you to. We really appreciate the support, because it goes a long way, and it doesn't go unnoticed for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We love all the love.
Yeah, but after you check out Bucs What You Heard, make sure to stick around. Maybe go take a bathroom break. Go make a sandwich. Go do what you got to do. Go make some popcorn. Go make yourself a mixed cocktail, and make sure to join Christina and I as we go live at 9 p.m. for our first debut of Bucs Babes.
I am so excited about that.
It's just going to be a fun, interactive show. It's not going to be 100% serious, because Christina and I we like to laugh, and we like to joke around. So, we're just trying to be ourselves and just kind of put great content out there at the same time. So tune in.
Here's a very interesting question. Before you go, King Cook, who's a longtime listener of the show, thank you so much for this question. Would you trade O.J. Howard for a third pick and C.J. Henderson from the Jags? I say yes.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I would.
Because O.J. is just he's not solid.
This is my thing.
He hasn't had a chance to prove himself.
Right.
And
it's unfortunate.
And because of that, it's not necessarily like we need him.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I look at the Bucs offense as a whole, you've got Gronk. and then you've got Cameron Brate. And then you got Gio Bernard out there, who's a pass catching back. I mean, you've got a lot of weapons on this field, and there are people that we really haven't gotten to see their debut, like Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller from last year, you didn't get to see any of that in the Dallas game. He's a guy that I promise you, Atlanta has not game planned for Scotty Miller. Nope. Scotty Miller is somebody who could break out. Mike Evans, somebody who could break out this week. So there are so many pieces out there. And where you have deficiencies, like at the cornerback position because of injury right now, I could see that being a legitimate move.
Yeah, definitely trading for some cornerbacks is what should be on the Bucs radar right now.
Yeah. And with Tampa, they never really do make moves like this, but this is a good opportunity for them because you are looking to go back to back, getting back to the Super Bowl in Los Angeles and doing your thing. So again, it's one of those things where if they have an opportunity to make that move, it's definitely something to really consider.
Yeah, I mean, with BA's mentality of no risk it, no biscuit, he's all about that.
Absolutely.
That's right. I'm taking all the biscuits off the table if it's me.
Yeah, Bruce Arians gonna take them all.
There you go. Right. So what else? What is the format of the show? Just curious.
What is the format of our show?
It's just one of those freestyle. You get out there and just.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. We definitely have a layout of what we want to talk about and some of our segments that we're going to be debuting today. But today's episode is just us kind of getting to know our audience and our audience getting to know us. So we really want the people to be vocal in the comments, just like they are on Bucs What You Heard. And if you have some questions for Christina and I, you want us to debate some topics. Christina and I don't always agree on the same thing. So.
Yeah, we don't always agree on the same topics, like she said, but definitely more of an informal show. We're going to be talking a lot about the Cowboys game, the upcoming game against the Falcons, and as we go along in our show in the next coming weeks, maybe we'll get a little more formal, get a more structure, and just learn. We'll just learn as we go.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what makes it fun. The one thing that I always encourage people. Never forget about the fans. Never forget about the listeners. I mean, they're probably the lifeblood of any. I've seen so many shows where people start out that way, and then pretty soon it's like, oh, well, I don't want to listen to you. You're not right. I never want to be that guy. I never want to be that guy because without the people that listen, without the people that get in the chat, I mean, it's so easy to just listen. But when you take time out of your schedule and you want to put a question in the chat, you want to be heard. It's up to me to make sure that I'm listening to everybody.
Absolutely. I love it when everybody's commenting, brings up topics that we can talk about. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If I could just get this phone line fired up, if I could get people to call in, that would be just wonderful. So, eventually.
You heard the man, everyone. Call that number, 813-358-8154. Let's go.
So, do you guys have a YouTube account or is there a link? Christina, can you drop that link in like the private chat? I'll go ahead and put it in the regular chat just so people can, and if you go to Bucs Report.
Yeah, we're going to be streaming on Bucs Report for sure. And then we also have our YouTube page, which is going to be Bucs Babe. So the easiest way for everyone to find it would be on Bucs Report. And then also, I'll drop the link in the comments as well. Yeah,
we'll also be sharing the video on our social medias while the show is debuting. So you'll be able to click on the link and just just retweet because we appreciate the love.
Yeah, go ahead and give us a follow on Twitter. And you'll be able to find everything there.
Yeah, give us a follow. We'll give you a follow back. And if you need us to support your page as well, just give us a DM and we'll subscribe to you as well. There's enough to go around.
Yeah. Real quick, we kind of talked about this a few weeks ago, but Buc What You Heard, we were really looking for a foundation to really get involved with. It's something I enjoy doing. But, I've really never used this platform to work on something like that. So, between you two or between the three of us, I think we can all put our heads together and come up with a foundation that we can all get behind because I really believe strongly in stuff like that. You can tell a lot about a person by the way they treat people less fortunate. So we want to make sure that we're getting out there and, we can use our platform in that manner. So you guys, we'll all put our heads together here and we'll come up with something.
Yeah, of course.
That's a great idea. I like that. Something to help our youth, just because I feel like
was just thinking that
a lot of
youth
sports programs at schools are suffering because of all the income cuts and all the the budgets and cuts for schools. So if we could get somehow involved in some type of program, to maybe like an after school program where we could because I know that there's a lot of after school programs where kids just hang out waiting for their parents to get out of work. Well, maybe we can somehow get involved to bringing sports into that, where we could start maybe coaching a team or just having, running some scrimmages after school and just help kids get active. Because that's something that I'm very passionate about.
Sports keeps kids out of trouble.
Yeah, it really does.
It's the best way.
It keeps kids off the streets. It keeps kids, motivated. And when it comes to school, because not everybody is super motivated through education. I wasn't really the sharpest tool in the shed, and I found my motivation in high school with sports. That's pretty much the only reason why I went to school, because unfortunately my dean was my head coach for our basketball team. So since he was the school dean, if I ever skipped practice or ever had any academic issues, I was not starting. And I can't go in at halftime.
You can't not start.
and the cool thing about that, when you think about it, that's what gets you motivated to keep up with your education. Because without keeping up with your education, you can't play.
Yeah.
You're not even getting anywhere near the court or the field. So it's important to be able to do that. And I applaud that. That's a great idea. But again, if you guys come up with something local, let me know. I will throw everything behind it, because I'm actually looking for that thing that we can all, kind of get behind and, put our name to. And I think that with the platforms, that's kind of a responsibility that we should really be.
Right. We got to give back to the community that gives us so much,
Absolutely. Yeah. King Cook had a question for you too. Does Rojo have a big week 2 this weekend?
So from what I saw in training camp, I felt like Leonard Fournette was taking a lot of the snaps, but Bruce Arians did a test earlier the week that they are planning on starting Rojo. So I mean, if it comes down to it, I think Ronald Jones is the way to go when it comes to who's taking most of the touches, who's taking most of the carries. I think Ronald Jones is ready to go is ready to break out.
Yeah, he's got a lot to show. He fumbled the ball it was a great defensive maneuver by the Cowboys. Unfortunately, he was benched after that, put in the doghouse as usual. And I think he's got a lot to prove. And, if he gets the start, he's going to run fast. He's going to run hard.
To be honest, I really wish they would have put him back in the game. And the reason I say that, this isn't a one game. This isn't game by game. You learn, you deal with momentum. And I feel like if you get him back in the game, get his confidence up, get him going, and then he's ready for I think week 2 is going to be good for him. He's put the other game behind him. I feel like he's going to have a really good game. I'm very bullish on Rojo. I think Rojo is one of the few pure running backs that you actually see. I mean,
he's put your head down and run through some blocks.
Right. He's not that guy that you're going to throw the ball to. I've seen where his pass blocking has gotten a little bit better, but ultimately that's his job, is to run the ball. That's what he's good at. That's his when you look at his technique running the ball, it's incredible, but there's so much he labors when he's going to make a pass catch. It doesn't look natural, and you run into so many other things. So
right. I've talked about that before. Wide receivers have a hard time sometimes where they think about running before catching the ball. And I think that's the problem that Rojo has is, he wants to run, so he forgets about catching the ball first. So he's more of a grab the ball and run instead of wait, catch the ball, and then run.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to let you ladies know too, watch out for the Jaden Mickens apology tour, because
it's possibly coming.
If Jaden Mickens keeps playing like he is, I'm definitely wrong again. I was wrong about our guy Ryan Suckup.
I don't think it's going to be that big of an apology tour as a Ryan Suckup apology tour, but I think it'll be an apology tour nonetheless.
It just may happen for all the rest of the games throughout the season. But no, Mickens, just looking at him, he doesn't look like the same returner that we saw.
Yeah, he had 3 returns for 92 yards. That's an insane number.
Yeah, that's something. But if you watch how he ran, he was dedicated. I'm running this way. He was, hey, I'm determined. This is where I'm going to go.
Something he would do a lot last season he would catch the ball, stop, look for
Think
like
about
2
it.
seconds, then run.
Right.
And
there was nothing instinctive about the way he ran the ball.
So one thing that was noticeable was more of just having that instinct of just going.
Yeah, exactly. And and you know what? He benefited from it. So I'm actually looking forward. He's one of the guys that on my radar to watch for. So to me, Ronald Jones would be one. Jaden Mickens is another one, and probably the secondary, the Bucs
just the secondary overall.
Yeah, just making sure that they can bounce back because you got some tough games coming up. I mean, after Atlanta, not taking anything away from Atlanta, but you've got some really tough games coming up.
Right, absolutely. And this week is going to be, I mean, I don't want to say easy because no game is easy. Anything can happen any given Sunday, but definitely need to get that confidence up and get the secondary going because the Rams are going to be tough week 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Hans, this is I'm an honorary member of Bucs UK. I was supposed to be on their show, but we had a time zone issue.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, we missed each other, but I will.
Isn't it like 12 hours or something?
I think it's like 9 or
9 hours,
9 or 10, something like that, from where I'm at.
But
fear not, we're gonna all get together on Bucs UK and chop it up a little bit about our Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, and hopefully one day soon, they can get back here. They can travel back to Florida.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
We can travel to the UK.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to the Bucs games when they play in London.
Yeah.
Right. You know what? Wembley Stadium is nice, but the Bucs have such bad luck there. I mean,
Or is it just the Bucs, the old Bucs?
Yeah, that could be too.
I think it's just the old Bucs.
That could be too.
Like if it were to be this season, like that would be epic. But that's just not going to happen.
Like King Cook is saying, we always know the Atlanta Falcons play us tough. We have to stay humble and focused on game day.
Absolutely.
You know what?
Always humble.
Yeah, any given Sunday. Any given Sunday is what it comes down to, and the Bucs may have that game, or the Falcons may have that game plan. You just don't know. So I'm not discounting anything. It's still early in the season. And as I've mentioned before, week 6 or week 7 is where you know what you have with your team. Because to be honest, you got contenders and you got pretenders. We have our show we talk about contenders, pretenders.
Right, absolutely.
Now, you've got some people that are 1-0 that damn sure shouldn't be 1-0.
Nope, definitely not. You'll have some teams that'll go undefeated for 3-4 weeks, and then you're like, they're definitely known pretenders.
Yep, and then other teams finally show up. The real team does. So again, just keep that in mind. Relax. This is fun. The Bucs are defending world champions. World champs. So we got to get behind our team and stay behind our team. So I know you guys have your show coming up very soon. Before you guys go, I did have a couple of games. So I have 5 games I want to ask you about.
Okay.
Christina has mentioned that she's not real good at picking games, but you guys can work together collectively because
I can pick games, just not scores.
You guys are a team though. You guys are a team now.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are now. This is you guys here. So you guys
we think the same for the most part. I mean, we'll have some disagreements. We almost got into a fight about the Cowboys game a little bit, but
so I'm gonna ask you. First game that I'm going to mention here is Cincinnati, Chicago. Who do you guys like? Who do you guys like in that game?
I think Chicago had a poor performance offensively, especially in week 1. I think Justin Fields should be QB1. That should be without question. Andy Dalton didn't get anything offensively going. But I have the Bears. I have the Bears winning that game against Cincinnati.
Do you really?
I do.
Well, that'll go in our weekly pick'ems
because they're playing in.
They're playing in Chicago.
Aren't they playing in Chicago? I'm pretty sure they're playing in Chicago.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm pulling the schedule up back. Hold on one second here.
I had it pulled up.
I just had it up. Hold on. Yep, in
Yeah,
Chicago.
they're playing in Chicago. Okay, so maybe
Yeah,
I'll go with the
I
Bears.
have the Bears winning in Chicago.
No, Bears winning in Chicago. Okay,
Mhm.
so I got that down, and both you guys agree with that.
Yeah, I'll say the Bears.
Bears.
If it were in Cincinnati, then yeah.
Rams, Indianapolis.
Rams.
I don't know. They had a tough first week, and what's his name looked really good. Where is it at? In Indy?
That game is in Indy. It is at Indy.
I'll go with Indianapolis. I'll just go be different from. I'll be different from Ruth for that one.
Okay. What's the next game, Gene?
All right, next game is going to be the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins.
Oof, that game's tough. They're playing in Miami. I'm gonna go Bills in this game.
It's got to be the Bills. I'm not gonna doubt.
It
Josh
has to be
Allen
Bills
at all.
Okay,
after getting punched in the mouth by the Steelers.
Yeah, Bills.
All right, well, we're both going Bills for that matchup.
I got Miami.
You got Miami with the upset?
Yep.
All right.
All right. New England versus the Jets. That's pretty easy.
I'm sorry, who?
New England, the Patriots versus the Jets.
I picked New England.
Yeah, New England. What happens if we're tied?
I don't know. Well, there's only one that we don't agree on.
Yeah.
It's Rams Colts.
We'll have to go through the whole list later.
Yeah, we're going to actually do a video of our picks every week, and we're probably going to be releasing it every Sunday morning of me and Christina's picks.
That is great. I like
We're going to make it a competition, like whoever wins.
Yeah.
Whoever loses, something bad is going to, they're going to have to do something bad.
Yeah, and week one, whoever loses week one picks has to get pied in the face.
This is creative. I love this. This is
we came up with it yesterday, randomly.
Just randomly. I thought about it. I'm like, we should do competitions and have to do funny things in front of the camera, as our punishment.
You know,
so if you guys have any ideas of what Christina and I should do as punishment,
if we lose,
find a
say it again,
TikTok
Gene.
dance. Find some TikTok dance that the other person has to do.
I like that. That.
Try to figure that out. I'm good at dancing, but not coordinated dancing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it.
I'd be like,
I know how to break dance.
So, Houston versus Cleveland. I got Cleveland on that one.
Cleveland. This is for you.
We can all agree on that one. And I know these picks can change because of injuries or circumstances. Whoever your referee, whoever the ref is at the time. A lot of things. Niners, Philly.
I go Niners. Just because I really want Philadelphia to lose because I am in the NFC.
Oh, yeah. You have I see where you're going.
I'll have to review that game, but I think I'll put 49ers over.
Yeah.
The Eagles.
I like that squad right now. Las Vegas Raiders versus the Steelers.
Ooh, I'm going to go with the Raiders for an upset.
Is it in Las Vegas?
That game.
If it's at Heinz Field, then that's tough.
Ooh.
I don't think how these games where I can see them.
What was it? Raiders who?
Oh, here we go. Raiders. I think it's in Pittsburgh.
That's gonna be tough. Heinz Field is the worst.
I'm gonna pick Steelers.
I think I'm still gonna go with the Vegas for the upset. I liked how Derek Carr was playing the other day.
All right, so I pick Steelers. Christina will pick Raiders.
I've always been a fan of Derek Carr. Just a silent fan.
And I think I'm gonna go Steelers. I'm gonna go with the home team. Only because it's the home team.
Yeah, that's what's making me think it, but
traveling to the East Coast.
I want to see I want to see.
All right.
I like to see an upset.
All right. New Orleans versus Carolina.
I think they're playing in Carolina too.
I hate to say it, but it's probably New Orleans.
Yeah, as much as I don't want it to be, I'm right there with you. I got New Orleans.
Yeah, that would probably be an easier pick just because Jameis Winston is is winning right now. Okay, so we both picked New Orleans.
And I've got also all three of us are New Orleans. Okay.
All three of us.
Okay. So Denver versus Jacksonville. In Denver, I've got
Denver.
I got Broncos.
so,
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's
And-
looking good.
And Urban Meyer, I'm sure he's
And Urban Meyer is not looking
Is
good.
dealing with a lot of drama. It seems like he's not getting he's not getting along with his coaching staff, which are the people that he hired. So that's kind of questionable. And then he's having issues gaining a locker room because I guess the players are fed up with that he speaks to them like they're still in college.
Really? Wow.
I mean, everybody kind of knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, remember Nick Saban went through the same thing. I will say this: be sure to keep an eye on Urban Meyer's LinkedIn account because I'm sure that he's getting that all warmed up too.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah, apparently there was rumors that he's been talking about going to coach at USC as a Trojan.
Yeah.
When Urban Meyer says committed, I don't believe him.
I mean, we've seen what's happened before at Ohio State, at when he was a Gator.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it is what it is. All right. Minnesota, Arizona. I got Arizona in this.
I got Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona always does well in the beginning of the season, and
He'll be at home too. Chandler
just not
Jones.
it falls apart. But yeah,
Yeah.
Arizona.
All right. Dallas Chargers. I've got Dallas.
Oh, do you now?
Dallas.
The most hated team. I thought you hated the Dallas Cowboys more than you hated the Saints.
We're talking who's going to win the game. I don't have
It's
Right.
not about hate; it's about who's winning. I got
All
the
right.
Chargers. I like Justin Herbert, and it's in LA, so Chargers.
I'm going Dallas. I think.
Shocker.
Oh, fun.
All right, so I got you. I got that down. Okay, this is going to be a hard one right here. Tennessee, Seattle.
I picked Seattle.
Yeah, I would go with Seattle as well.
Yeah, I just I don't know. And a lot of people think I'm crazy. I'm still not 100% sold on Tannehill. I'm just not.
But if you're not sold on Tannehill, then you can just depend on Derrick Henry. So what's the problem there? If Ryan Tannehill's having a bad day, they're just going to hand the ball over to Derrick Henry 90% of the time.
Well, I don't know where he was last week. Was he on PTO?
You're right. Oh, my God. Ruth is picking Dallas for once. You people.
All right. So we've got everybody's in agreement on Seattle. All right. Kansas City versus Baltimore. I got Kansas City.
Kansas City, yeah.
What was that again? It was Kansas City and who?
Baltimore.
In Baltimore?
Yep.
But
That's
Baltimore's
tough.
having a running back is struggles.
Yeah, they're having a lot of injury struggles. So yeah, I'm gonna say Kansas City.
All right. And Christina?
Yeah, Kansas City.
Okay. All right. Green Bay versus Detroit.
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Well, you never know. And
I know.
Depending on Aaron Rodgers, if he decides to throw the game
I
again
think
or
that
not.
would be the upset of the week if
really would
if Green
be.
Bay were to lose to Detroit because they're playing in is it
Green
Soldier
Bay.
Field?
No, they're playing in Green Bay.
Chicago.
Oh,
They
I
are
forget
playing in
what
Green Bay.
Detroit's called.
Lambeau?
don't tell me. It's Lambeau Field.
Exactly.
Lambeau, Green Bay.
Yeah, Lambeau. No?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
playing.
Right. Lambeau
you're right.
Field. I was right. So yeah, I picked Green Bay to win that game. If
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers cannot get it together and throws for another 2 interceptions, they're in trouble.
Yeah, but what's his name looked really good.
Jared Goff
No, Hurts
hurts
for
Philly?
Green Bay.
For Philly?
No.
yeah, no.
Oh,
Jalen
I
Hurts
mean,
is for
what's Jordan Love?
Jordan Love has the backup. She's talking about the backup.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
he got put in after the half when
When they were already down by 30.
yeah.
I think there's still a disconnect in that locker room. I'm going with Detroit in the upset special.
What? Lions for the
Upset
upset special.
Order up.
So what did you guys think about that game, the Giants and Washington?
It was
Washington
intense.
can-
Christina and I watched. Yeah, Christina and I watched the first half of it at my house, and then she dragged me to go to Eden for ladies' night at some club here in downtown Tampa. And we got there, and it was, we got there kind of early. What'd you say?
Live your best life.
She agreed to it, and then later on, when we were about to get ready, she's like, "I don't want to go."
It was such a good game. It's so hard to want to leave the house when you're watching such a good game.
Yeah, but we're the only girls that go to a bar or a club and watch the game on their phone.
Yeah, so I had my phone propped up at the bar as we're sitting there getting our free drinks because it's ladies' night. So I'm watching the game on my phone. And this guy comes up behind us and he goes, "This is the first time in my life that I've ever seen women at a bar watching a football game on their phone." See, and we were just like, "Can you mind your business?"
I'm pretty sure he took a picture of us.
Yeah, he took a picture. He took a picture of us watching football at the bar, and I'm just like, "What the heck, man? That was creepy."
Yeah, sign up, subscribe and like our YouTube channel if you're gonna do anything.
Right. We should have told him.
You taking pictures?
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah, and he assumed that we were Giants fans because we were watching the game. And I'm like, why are you gonna assume that we're Giants fans? We're just fans of the game. And he's just like, "Oh, I just don't understand why you'd be watching that game at the bar." And I'm like, mind your business.
That's where things need to change. And that's kind of where where I was going. I've got a couple of friends, and they watch games, they break down film, and to me, that there are females out there that know more about the sport than men, and I think it intimidates certain men.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I could tell. I know football more than most men that I know.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's and so guys tend to get frustrated, or they tend to kind of lash back a little bit. So anyway. So we've got our picks here for next week. I don't know if you guys will both be able to be on. If not, it'll be kind of cool. I appreciate you taking time because I know that you guys are getting ready. And what I wanted to do, I want to get your final thoughts on the Atlanta game, and we're going to go on ahead and roll out of here because I know you guys have to get ready for your show at 9 p.m. Eastern on Bucs Report. You can find them on YouTube. Be sure to check it out. Again, the name, and when I give that moment of silence to give it to you, you got to give the name of your show. So 9:00 Eastern for
Bucs Babes.
There we go. You can't miss it. The premiere is going to be incredible. I'm excited.
We're excited.
So Ruth, I'm going to start with you. Give me your final thoughts and tell me what you're thinking about this game. What are your takeaways for the Atlanta Falcons game coming up, or what do you expect to see?
So as we saw that Matty Ice did not have an efficient game throwing the ball against the Philadelphia Eagles, I know that they're planning on running the ball on the Tampa Bay Bucs a lot. So I'm hoping to see our front seven shut down the run early in the game and kind of put in that dominance from the jump. I don't want it to be a 17-0 going into half like we experienced last season against the Atlanta Falcons. We got to come out hard. We got to come out fast. We got to come out strong, and it's going to be a pretty good matchup. You already know that these teams are going to come with their best effort because we are the Super Bowl reigning champs. So it's just they're always going to put their best foot forward. But I have no doubts that the Bucs are going to be able to handle this at home and start the season off 2-0.
There we go. Christina, Tampa Sports Bay.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, it's not going to be a tough game, but, I said at any given Sunday, both teams, the NFC South. So Falcons have something to prove. They want to beat the Bucs, but, Matty Ice has never been the same since 3-28 in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady trolled him in his win video. If anybody's seen that, go on Tom Brady's either Facebook, or Twitter, or Instagram. You'll see 3:20. You'll see that the time on the clock is 3:28. A little flashback to that Super Bowl. I really hope not. I really hope we don't end up 3-28 at 3-28 at the halftime. I'd like to keep winning, not have to come from behind. Be a little nerve wracking, but definitely would love to see the secondary step it up a bit. Even with the cornerbacks being out, love to see Jordan Whitehead back in the game, see if he's up to football speed, and see the running backs get some reps in.
All right. For me, it's clean up the mistakes, it's clean up the penalties. the turnovers. Let's fix all that. All those things are fixable. This is the time to fix these things and get ready for some of these really, really tough games, such as and not taking anything away from Atlanta, but going to Los Angeles and playing the Rams is going to be a challenge for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Coming in and getting better and coming together as a team collectively, defensively, and especially the secondary doing the same thing where they can start out fast and, really impose your will on that offense. I think the Bucs offense speaks for itself. Antonio Brown. I expect to see Mike Evans being used a lot more in this game. Chris Godwin bounces back a little bit more from, the issues that he had in the last game. So there are a lot of things that I'm expecting from this team. I think they're going to clean it up, and I'm really excited. And I want to thank you both for being on. I know that you guys could be getting ready for your show, and I really appreciate this. This is a lot of fun. I really hope that we can, start to see more podcasters out there, live streamers out there that are talking about football or whatever sport, real respective sport is, and being taken seriously for what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And, that's what's important to me. And I really believe that, every time you're getting on, you get to show the people out there that, hey, I know what I'm talking about. You can trust in what I'm saying. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of the times it's not even about saying that we know what we're talking about. We just want to share our passion with everybody.
Right.
Like, I know that the sports industry is huge and the community in it is huge. So we just want to connect with others, passionate fans just like us.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, guys, I'm gonna let you get out of here. Get ready for your show. Get ready to get my popcorn ready. So
Yes. Get your adult beverage.
Yes,
and we'll
adult
be good.
beverage and popcorn. Let's have it.
And I will definitely be heavy in the chat. So look for
We
me.
appreciate you, Gene.
Hey, always. You guys you're a friend of the show, you're family of the show. So here we go. All right, guys. That's pretty much it for us. Be sure 9 p.m. Eastern, Bucs Report, YouTube. Check out.
Bucs babes.
There we go. All right. And he blew your cue, but that's all right. We are out of here.